kick off the stream by responding to this content creator from name shout out the World Runner with the sub, appreciate it, named Bad Habits, who has a question about anime games. So I'm gonna let the clip play out and then we gonna discuss it. But friendly reminder, whenever I get into this discussing what people say, it's never an attack on the person, we just attacking the argument. So let's talk about it. Anime games.
Whose ass must I eat to get a good anime game around here? God damn.
Shout out to the ass eaters.
I mean, it's the same shit every time. Let's take the new popular anime and make it a battle arena with shitty graphics, bad mechanics, and a slideshow for a story mode. You could deadass title every anime game said Anime Ninja Storm because it's all the same shit. Oh, they don't even try. Bro, look at the games that came. Bro, Curse Clash. And the worst thing about anime fans, they think because it's their favorite anime that automatically makes the game good, bro. Storm Connections bad. Spark and Zero bad. Curse Clash bad, bro. Stop. Like, I genuinely knew we was cooked when Dragon Ball and Naruto start making bad games. Nigga, they used to be in their bag. Really created 2 cash grabs and we really bought that shit. I think I spent $100 on Spark and Zero. They be saying dumb shit in the trailer like experience the story like never before. Bro, we experienced this shit 12 times.
So first off, I want to start off by saying, nigga, who is we? Who is we bought these games? Honestly, this is probably going to be one of the easiest videos for me to respond to. The reason anime games suck is due to capitalism. Listen, guys, this is how business works, right? So corporation makes a product and it's up to you, the consumer, to decide whether or not you want to buy it. If you do buy it, especially in high volumes, that entices the corporation to continue to reproduce and try to recreate the success that they had in the past. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm was fun all the way up until maybe like the 3rd game. And then Bandai kept making the Naruto games. Then they started turning every anime game into a 3D arena fighter similar to Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. And I picked up on this pattern damn near 10 years ago. I've been bitching about this shit. That they make Bandai Namco makes the same anime games over and over and over. Yo, shout out to Matt Got Sauce with all the gifted subs and True Dooms. I appreciate you. Bandai Namco's been making the same game for like the last 10 years, and they saw the formula was working with Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, and then they brought it over to Demon Slayer, freaking, what was it? Shonen, what was it, the Shonen Jump one that everybody hated with all the characters. There's a bunch of smaller games. Yeah, Bleach, Xenoverse, Jump Force. Yeah, Jump Force. There's a bunch of small. One Punch Man. They did it with One Punch Man. They did it with that one game with the girls. It was just like it too. Yeah, My Hero. You name any anime, they turned it into a goddamn arena fighter, and mechanically they are all the same. The reason they keep doing this is because you guys keep buying this. So like, I like, it breaks my heart that like, because I feel like this is I feel like this is one of the easiest solutions. This is one of the easiest solutions out of all the problems in gaming. Stop buying this shit, bro. I actually disagree. There's a lot, and I mean a lot of good anime games that come out every year, like Digimon that dropped last month. It's the anime community that keeps buying the shitty ones. I wouldn't say there's a lot. I would say there's enough, because I agree with you. There's Digimon. What was that game that I liked that was on the Game Pass a couple years ago? Code Vein was not fire, nigga. Shut up. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Persona and Metaphor. Persona and Metaphor are definitely anime inspired, but when you gotta understand, yeah, Scarlet, I was gonna say Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Nexus? Scarlet Nexus was fire. But you gotta understand, when they're saying anime games, they're not talking about Persona and Metaphor, because if they were, they would be playing those games. Those do technically fall under anime games, but you have to understand, when they say, why is there a lack of creativity in anime games, they're talking about Shonen Jump games. Let's be 100% honest, guys. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. They're not talking about Xenoblade. This is why I've said I've been saying it for about a year. You guys are gonna finally get on board with me. Yeah, Sandland was an original anime game. They didn't support that shit. There are a few in there like Sandland, Scarlet Nexus, the Persona, stuff like that, but people don't support those. They want I've been saying for the last year, and whether you agree with me or not, I'm gonna keep shoving this one down y'all throat. The anime gamers are the ball and gun gamers of fucking dweebs. These guys are cousins, okay? The only difference is they would never hang out because the ball and gun gamers think they're too cool for anime. But in terms of their business practices and their behaviors, their spending habits, they act exactly the same. The corporations that produce the ball and gun games make the same games over and over. They take out features and they charge you more with microtransactions. And ball and gun gamers every year pull down their pants and get fucked. Now, anime gamers do the same thing, sometimes 5 times a year. Anytime there's a new anime game to come out, they will make an arena fighter. It'll be just like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, and these niggas will get excited because their favorite characters in it. They'll get to relive the Sand Saga for the millionth time, and they'll bend right over. So you have to understand the reason why there is a lack of creativity in the anime gaming space is because you guys don't support it. You know who does support games? The people you call dweebs. The people who say, didn't nobody play Expedition 33? Well, only if the Game Awards was made by real gamers, come on, Expedition 33 wouldn't be there, and Hades and all this other shit. People who play those games that were nominated for Game of the Year, they be buying games. They're part of that 40% that buy 2 to 3 different new games every year, maybe even more, versus the 60% who play games that are 6 years or older, because that's a real statistic for those of you unaware. So like, this is why this proves my point. And like, I think he's genuinely curious in this video. So like, no shade to him. But like, for those who don't understand, this is simple capitalism, guys. Supply and demand. They keep selling crack because your auntie keeps smoking it. That's just the way things work, bruh. The reality is, and this is a deeper we need to have a conversation about, because he even admitted, he was like, they brought this game, Sparking Zero, and we all lined up and bought it. Nigga, who is we? We didn't buy it over here. You bought it. You and your friends. And the worst part is they be talking hot. Last year I feel like Sparking Zero should have been the breaking point for you guys. I'm going to be 100% honest. That game was the same shit as all the other arena fighters, and niggas gassed that shit up. And the worst part is, not only was it the same shit, they did this is one thing I will give them. They gave you fan service. They gave you like 100 characters at launch, 30 different Gokus. And you niggas played the same 5 characters. Gogeta Blue, Vegeta Blue, Goku Blue, whatever other fusions there are. Y'all all play Golden Frieza. If Black Frieza was in that bitch, you would have played that shit too. Stop buying this shit. It's really that simple. There's so many amazing games out here. And you know what's funny now that I think of it? The anime gamers might be worse than the ball and gun gamers. Hear me out. This is probably going to piss some of you dweebs off, but listen, man. At bare minimum, the one thing I will get about the ball and gun gamers is, at least for the sports side of things, because EA locked up the exclusivity license with Madden, and because 2K is the only basketball game on the market, their hands are kind of tied. And it's not our place to tell them not to be passionate about their sport of choice, because it's the reason I still dabble in 2K a little bit myself, because I love basketball. I am genuinely passionate about it. So I get it to some degree. I just don't get the excessive spending on the microtransactions. So I halfway understand the sports gamers, because they really don't have much else to work with, and they might not be interested in everything else. We're trying to work you guys into getting interested, but I halfway understand it. The anime gamers, I don't understand you guys, man. And I'm not talking about this guy, but a lot of you niggas don't take showers. We've heard about LA Anime Con. Y'all don't take showers, and y'all buy the same 6 games every year, and then be surprised that the new My Hero joint that's coming out. It might be out. I don't know, because we know it's gonna fucking suck. Shout out to Bryce with the $5 super chat. The new My Hero game, it's just like the last one. It's an arena fighter, but they added more characters, and maybe they added a little bit more story, because like 4 more seasons of the show have came out since. But this is what I mean when I say that anime gamers are the cousins of ball and gun gamers, guys. You guys are in an abusive relationship with Bandai Namco. I think we need to start asking, why does Bandai Namco have an exclusive monopoly on anime games? Because when we were younger, I do feel like, and like I said, when they say anime games, they're talking about shonen. That's what they're talking about. I feel like when we were younger, there were different types of anime games, like those old Naruto Clash games and shit like that. Shout out to Jace with the sub. So hopefully y'all understand If you want to see more creative things, support more creative things. If you want recommendations, as like some people said in the chat, check out the Persona series. Metaphor ReFantazio came out last year, fucking fire. Scarlet Nexus, fucking fire. The Digimon game came out. I've seen a lot of people say that Digimon game that came out this year is game of the year. You do have some options for different types of anime games if you are being genuine about anime as a medium as a whole. I suspect most of y'all are talking about shonen. If you're strictly talking about shonen type of games, yeah, Astro Chain was fire. You guys are fucked. If you want better shonen games, because there's no reason Jump Force should have been that bad. Stop buying these games. What's going to happen is Bandai Namco is going to look at their call sheet. They're going to look at their books and say, damn, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 25 is not selling. These niggas finally woke up. Y'all finally woke up. Maybe we should try something new. And then maybe you'll get something more besides Code Vein, because they do have that. Support Code Vein if you like it. I'm not going to say Code Vein was ass, but it was kind of mid. It was like a 6 or a 7. Maybe the second game will be better. Keep an eye on that one. But there are some options out there. So hopefully you understand that how we spend our money does affect how things are going on in the real life. If you don't understand that, I put it pretty simply. I don't know what to tell you. Anime gamers, in the meantime, while you guys try to wait for a new creative game to come out, please take a shower, because we know y'all don't. Can we get a Snow Bunny waifu game? Nah, we don't need that. Never that. Did you even beat the Butterfly in Code Vein? That game sucks, bro. I'm not playing that shit. What the fuck, bro? I'm playing no fucking mid Souls game. In other news, there was a rumor floating around. There was a rumor floating around about Grand Theft Auto 6 from this account named Joker. And this is what I hate about what Elon has done to this platform. The check mark used to mean something because you had to earn it. And the reason I know is because I earned mine. See, when I got my check mark back in 2020, before you could buy it, you had to be part of a reputable news organization, and you had to also supply credentials, meaning at least 3 to 5 different articles that you've been featured in by mainstream press. I had that because I used to have my own TV show, for those unaware. It was a part of the reboot of G4 before it fucking fell apart. What's the name? Before you get your jokes off, just remember I did something you didn't, and that's the only thing that matters. In other news, let me stop. Yeah, you had to earn that shit. And the beauty of having to earn that check mark is you knew at bare minimum, even if you didn't agree if they dropped an opinion, you knew that they were a reputable source. And even if they fucked up, then you question their integrity. You don't have to follow them anymore. Now everybody can buy a fucking check mark. And what's happened is you got people on the internet just spreading misinformation. But I think one thing that a lot of us don't talk about enough that's been detrimental, and why I'd argue Elon making the check mark buyable is top 5 one of the worst things that happened to the internet in the last 10 years. And hear me out. The reason being is not only did it ruin Twitter, I'd argue it ruined social media as a whole, because what happened, and this is why this is an example of what I mean when I say you should be excited about the Steam machine and competition is good. This is an example when competition was actually bad though. When he introduced the paid check mark, Facebook introduced the paid check mark on Facebook and Instagram. And then I think Snap did too, and a couple other platforms. So a lot of different social media. I feel like YouTube's like the last one where you can't buy a damn check mark. A lot of different platforms introduced paid check marks. And now you got a bunch of people who think there's some type of authority in spreading misinformation. And this is an example. This Joker account tweeted, according to a Rockstar Game Insider, Grand Theft Auto 6 could face yet another delay, possibly pushing its release to 2027 or later. This dude Reese from, I think, Total Game, from GameBiz, I think, game developer interview, he said, this is total BS. I can confirm that Grand Theft Auto 6 is still far out to determine if another delay is needed yet. Meaning that 2026 release date for November, they're still sticking to it. They haven't decided if there's going to be any delay yet. These people are just stirring the pot for engagement. If I hear rumblings of another delay, I'll let you know. But for now, stop believing this crap. Relax, Grand Theft Auto fans. So ball and gun gamers, relax. Things are still slated for November 2026 release date. If you're looking to make it out your mother's basement, being a content creator on the T Grizzly server, still keep that dart for November of 2026. Paying to make yourself seem important. I don't see how they can do it. Yeah. I think people think if you pay for that check mark, people will take you seriously. They're taking the fake it till you make it thing a little too seriously. And I feel like that only works if you actually have inside sources and like reputable sources, and then you pay for that check mark. You can halfway fake it till you make it. But if you don't have any reputable source, you're just making stories up. You're gonna get dunked on. And the worst part is, all you gotta do is if he gets dunked on enough, all you have to do is delete this account and make a new one and then pay for the account, because I don't think it's like what, $15 or something like that. You buy check marks for 7 a month. Talk about worthless. Shout out to Eastward Flea with the sub. And the worst part is he's turned it into an alt-right conservative fucking cesspool, this platform. He drove off all the advertisers, so now there's not really any money on Twitter. There used to be a lot. Twitter used to be the play, man. Yeah, it's full of bots. Twitter used to be the play. And you know the crazy part is, and then he introduced a bunch of new advertisements, but it's like lowbrow shit that doesn't make any money, fucking sex toys and other dumb shit. But the Verizons, the Walmarts of the world, they don't advertise on Twitter anymore because Elon has allowed fake news to prosper. And people don't want to be associated with that stuff. Last time I logged into Twitter, the first thing I saw was Buddy getting popped. Shit is crazy. Make a fresh account on Twitter and it's all right. Oh yeah, they trying to put you in that pipeline. Nothing but Indian hip hop accounts. Oh shit, man. All in Black American business, bruh. I understand it if it's hundreds of dollars a month, maybe. Nah, it wasn't worth it, man. This site has gone downhill. That's why I use Blue Sky mostly. All I use social is art and gaming. Unfortunately, Blue Sky has become the left-leaning version of Twitter too. It was supposed to be like a neutral place, but I feel like it's just become a place for like super liberal people to bitch about shit. So like I'm indifferent about it too. He said, "Oh, I know." I've been seeing ICE ads on Twitter. That's gross, man. That's gross. You plan on playing any Arc Raiders anytime soon? No, I don't enjoy that game as much as other people. That game is just okay to me. I don't think anybody will be talking about. I don't want to say anybody, but I think it'll be like Helldivers 2 a year from now. Like it's a great streamer game, but it doesn't interest me. I'm not saying I won't play it again because I've streamed it before, but like I just don't like it as much as everybody else. What else I got? It's not Game of the Year. What? Oh, Lies of P's fans. You play Where the Winds Meet? I have a sponsorship for it, so I forgot to download it. Otherwise, I would have played it today. So maybe Monday I'll run it. I'll check it out and see if I like it. I know Siggy said he thought it was decent. I've seen some people screaming this Game of the Year. I'm like, all right, I'll see for myself. Liza P director says, "I will not disappoint you when it comes to the sequel." And after playing its award-winning DLC this year, I fully believe Liza P was already one of my favorite non-From Software Souls-like, partially because I'm a big Sekiro freak, but also because it was very well put together. Then his DLC released and it blew my freaking socks off. It's done good by developer NeoWiz 2, not only selling well, but also pulling an award for Best Game Expansion during the Golden Joystick Award. So it won Best DLC. Nice. Speaking of games, Radar via interpreter director Choi Ji-won is honored to receive the accolade. They're honored to receive the accolade. They said, "I'm so happy that I'm lost for words right now. We didn't just view it as just pure expansion, but almost as a sequel and a brand new project. As for the actual Lies of P sequel, that's in the works." He asked fans to please stay tuned. We're working really hard and we will not disappoint you at all. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, we about to have some fire streams. Are you going to play the Marvel Token beta next weekend? No, I don't have access. I didn't sign up for it. I know I'm going to buy the game. I don't really care to play it. I got too many games to play. I don't really care to play it. I'll play it when it comes out. And you know what? I fully believe him. Overture is, in my humble opinion, one of the best DLCs released for a Souls-like game, period. It's imaginative and well-designed, sure, but it also makes NeoWiz finally finding its legs after a game that initially struck critics, including us, I'm sorry to say, as a Bloodborne carbon copy. It achieves this through pure narrative and stylistic flair. I agree with that. The DLC was really good. While the base game uses Bloodborne's template so closely you'd think it copied From Software's homework peeking over its shoulder, Overture leans hard into the cinema of it all. And I think that's one of the things that Liza P, who haven't played it, does better than From Software games. I'll give them their clout. One of my biggest issues with From Software games is like you gotta watch YouTube videos to piece together the story, and like I don't really want to do that. Neo is with Lies of P. It is the first, I don't want to say it's the first, but it's the first one that I played Souls-like game. Besides maybe, well, nah, even Sekiro was super lore like heavy. It uses traditional cinematic storytelling. It's just cutscenes, point A to point B. It's very easy to follow the story, and then you get into the fight. I'm gonna be honest, I wish From Software would do that too. Because I feel like mainly we're playing the games for the fades. So like I would appreciate the story even more if it was straightforward, because I feel like I'm already mentally stressed out with these fights. When the fight is over, I just want to enjoy a good cutscene. I think they did it with Sekiro. They did it a little bit with Sekiro. It had some cutscenes in there, but you did have to really pay attention to everything the NPCs were saying when you were talking to them. And then also certain NPCs would only say certain things about the story if you were there at the right time or did the right thing. So it was still very lore heavy and untraditional. It was easy to miss stuff, I think. Like I'd argue it was easy to miss the true ending. Like unless you went on YouTube and like you might have not known that Ishin, because you might have not known the Shinobi Way or some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, I would say Sekiro is the closest, but even still, Lies of P does it better. From Software likes to appeal to the vagueness. Yeah, I get it. There's an audience for that too. They did it with Kazaa as well. Yeah, they did it with Kazaa, but I don't feel like Kazaa's story was interesting. I think that's the difference. Lies of P's story was genuinely interesting, especially the plot twist at the end of the base game. I was actually like, oh, okay, that was pretty good. Kazaa, I couldn't tell you what the fuck that game was about, other than I enjoyed the fights. That was it. So I feel like they really stuck the landing. Yo, no spoilers in the chat. Some people haven't played it, especially because it's Black Friday. Lies of P is on sale for Black Friday for like $30. I know because I seen somebody tweeting about it. Because I was a straightforward revenge story. That's how you know that shit was Basura, because I couldn't tell you nothing about it, man. I just ran the fades. Did you create the ball and gun term? I see it going viral on Twitter right now because a guy posting him emulating old games. I have that saved too. We're gonna talk about that in a second. No, I did not create that term. It's actually it's an old tweet that went viral, and like it seems like once a year it resurfaces. I do feel like I feel like I did bring it back into the zeitgeist, if that makes sense. Like I made it popular again, but no, I didn't create it. I'm not gonna take credit for that shit. Because I feel like once I started saying it on stream, a lot of people started saying that shit. But nah, it's an old tweet that went viral. But since you brought it up, I had it at the end. Here, I'll show you what he's talking about, because somebody actually tagged me in this shit. He's going viral. So a ball and gun gamer just recently discovered emulators in PC gaming, and what does he download? Mario 64? No. Does he download Kingdom Hearts for the PS2? No. SOCOM? No. Gears of War? No. Like this nigga could have played anything. The ball and gun gamer discovers emulators. Why does shit not load? Hold up. Might have to load this into. Hold up. This not shit acting weird. Let me load it up in this shit. And this is what he loaded up right here. This man downloaded an emulator to relive his favorite ball moments. Not even ball and gun, ball moments. ESPN 2K5. ESPN 2K5 again, Madden 07, Madden 09, MLB The Show 08, NBA 09 The Inside, NBA Ballers, NBA Live 05, Street V3, NFL Street 3, and then a random SmackDown versus Raw 2007. Now the NFL Street and the NBA Street games is those are classics, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I do find it really weird that this nigga downloaded Madden 09. In my opinion, I used to be a big Madden hand, believe it or not. There was a point where I was like, I had a football phase. I'm not into football now, but I can completely follow the game. But I had a football phase like in middle and high school, and I was heavy into Madden at one point. Madden 09 is one of my least favorite. I fucking hated this game because this is the one that had Madden Vision. Why did you download that game, dude? Madden 08 with the, no, it wasn't Madden 08. That's Madden 04. Madden 04 with the fucking, with Mike Vick on the cover. That's the best one. Or no, was that? No, that was Madden 05. I'm bugging. Yeah, damn, I got a CTE, nigga. That was Madden 05. Okay, that was Madden 05 that had, or was it 06 that had the
NBA Jam 2
that had the QB vision? I stand. So wait, was Madden 09 good? I know this one was ass. I know 08 and 07 were ass. That was McNabb. That was 05. Yeah, that one was ass, bro. I hated that one. Okay. 04 was my favorite with Mike Vick. 06 had QB vision. I don't know which one. Whatever. The point is, you could have played anything in the world, bro. You could have played fucking Jet Force Gemini, fucking GoldenEye, Donkey Kong 64, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Smash Bros. You could have emulated Breath of the Wild in 4K allegedly. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2. Fucking Beyond Good and Evil. Like, I could literally just keep naming Def Jam. This nigga downloaded Madden. This is nasty, bruh. True Crime, the old GTAs. Emulation is a great thing. I don't care what nobody says. You downloaded Madden, bruh. This is nasty. So yeah, he was going viral. Shout out to the ball and gun community, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all do, supplying me content. In other news, he gets a pass for SmackDown versus Raw, though. I didn't play that one. My wrestling phase was when I was like super young, like elementary, middle school. I remember that the only wrestling games I really played was on the N64. That's why when I recently tried to play a wrestling game, I didn't like it because it was like realistic. Those old 64 wrestling games was fire. Yo, shout out to T-Dubs with the sub. Appreciate it. New report claims new Dead Rising game is in development and it's set in Hollywood, California. We have been well aware that Capcom is sitting on a gold mine of dusty IPs for a while, and they know it too. The company stated last year that it planned to revitalize classic franchise with new projects, such as an announced Onimusha reboot or a sequel to Okami. One of the most recent franchises to get this treatment was Dead Rising last year, with the release of Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, a modern rework of the first title, which saw a fairly positive reception among fans and critics. The developers hinted this was a chance to expand the series, giving fans hope for the future. And sure enough, our resources have recently shared with us that another major Dead Rising project is in the works. The project in question won't be a remaster or a remake, but a new main story in the series. We're also able to gather a good amount of details regarding the setting and plot. According to our sources, aka take this with a grain of salt, the new Dead Rising installment has been in development since at least 2023 under the codename Wreck, and will feature the return of the beloved protagonist Frank West. This is particularly relevant as all signs point to the game being a direct sequel to the first title. However, we have not been able to confirm this latter detail officially, so you may want to take it with a grain of salt. Such a simple setting implies the story could take place all before Dead Rising 2, a game known for shifting focus to a new hero, Chuck Green, leaving Frank on the sidelines into the Case West DLC. If this is indeed the direction Capcom is taking it, it would be a smart move. With the existence of Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, they have the perfect opportunity to introduce newcomers to the series while providing a direct narrative continuity to Frank West's storyline. Now, regarding this setting for this new zombie outbreak, we can confirm it takes place in Hollywood, primarily within a massive enclosed movie studio. I'm curious if this game actually does take place in Hollywood. Will these be zombies or fentanyl junkies? I'm just curious. As someone who lives in LA, downtown LA, if you've never been to LA, Hollywood is not what you think, man. It is not what you think, man. It's a lot of zombies out there. We all know the title's main villain will be an extravagant and deranged film director who forces Frank and other survivors into various trials, all in the pursuit of filming his perfect movie. So far, everything here seems pretty in line with what we've previously seen in the games, particularly the reoccurring appearance of insane individuals whom we've known in the series as psychopaths. These psychopaths will be present. Yeah, we know about the game. All right, check it out. I like Dead Rising 1. I feel like I didn't like any other game in the series. If they are making this and it's set in Hollywood, make it in line with the first game. Make it super silly, vibrant, and colorful. Don't make it like, what was it? I think the third game for the Xbox One. It was super dusty. I didn't like that. They tried too hard to be realistic and dark and gritty. This is another example of how Call of Duty ruined everything, because that came out around the time Call of Duty popped off, and then everybody tried to make dark and grim games. So yeah, keep it vibrant, keep it silly. Some of y'all might not agree with this, but me personally, one thing I didn't like about the original game was a lot of the psychos, the boss fights, they were like timed events. So if you weren't on the right side of town at the right time, you wouldn't run into an enemy. I think they should switch that up and just make it to where if you do the right thing, like the right side quest, you set off the right group of events, you can fight that boss. But
just remind me how much
I was pissed off finding out I missed out so many bosses and I had to go to YouTube to learn how to get them. Yeah, I hate those timed events. I want to, because the thing about the first game is they crafted such a fun and interesting world that you wanted to explore them all. Like, it was really cool because you could get like a Mega Man suit and do like the blaster and shit like that. But I feel like it kind of counters your ability to really indulge in the world when you have these timed events, and some of the best parts of the game are also the psychos that you can fight. So that's me personally. They don't have to do it. That's just me. I didn't personally like that. And then also make sure we can read the text, because the original Dead Rising was the first Xbox 360 game that was in HD, and the display, you couldn't read the text if you didn't have an HD TV. And I know that because I didn't have one at the time. I still had a CTR TV, or CRT TV. And if you had that, I think that's part of the reason, maybe that's one of the reasons why I was missing the fucking missions. I couldn't read the text. I could only listen and watch the cutscenes, but I couldn't read the text because it was in HD and my TV wasn't. Yeah, the timer threw me off the series from the jump. Wasn't the whole game time? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or okay, here's a happy medium then. If they don't get rid of the timer, can we slow it down a little bit? It was too fast. We could do that. I'll accept that if we want to keep the timed element. But it was just too fast. It was very easy to miss out on a lot of cool shit. So a lot of the things that I know about this game, it's because I learned it from YouTube. I didn't feel like going back and trying to get to point A to B within 15 minutes and kill. It'd be like, yo, you got to get here on this side of the mall within 10 minutes and kill 200 zombies with straight headshots, or you're not going to fight this person. I don't want to do that, bro. I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to do that. Game facts game for me. Yeah, you had to use the game facts. But I'm happy to hear there's a chance that it could be coming back. I played it like 11 times. I don't want to do that. I don't want to play 11 times just to get one fucking mission. Zombies only interesting recently and done in somewhat unique way. Gotta be done in a unique way. Boom, 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 boom. Also, if they bring back the psychos, can they not be some freaky gooners like the third game? That shit was weird. Oh, you know they're gonna be gooned out. You know they are. The last Dead Rising I played was the Xbox One was released. That one was ass, bro. And you know, I feel bad for the Hispanic community because I feel like Latinos, y'all don't get as many superheroes. Y'all don't get as much representation. So like, oh, I think he was Latino, or was he Native American? One of the two. I'm pretty sure he was Latino. Y'all don't get a lot of representation in media. So I'm like, Blue Beetle, that's about it. He was Latino. Like, you niggas finally got a superhero and it was some bullshit. Like, damn, I just was about to ask about that one. So I feel for y'all. But Namor is not Latino, bruh. They made that nigga Mexican for the Black Panther movie. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I never read a Namor book. I thought he was a white dude. I thought he was a white dude in the comic books, and he was a mutant. And then they changed him to being Mexican in the movie. But I'm pretty sure he's white, guys. No, in the comics he looks more Asian than anything. Okay, so he's racially ambiguous. He was the first Namor. He wasn't just the first mutant. He was the first Corbin Blue. Y'all saying he a Asian. That's fucking funny, dude. Yeah, let me see. Let me look at him. Namor Marvel. Yeah, to me, like that looks like a white dude. That's the traditional Namor. I mean, he could pass as like a person of color. He's got a little bit of something on there. But this to me looks like this looked like a white man right here to me. This looked like a white man that would tell you to get the fuck off his lawn. He might be a Asian. He might be racially ambiguous. Anyways, yeah, so I feel for y'all, man. Y'all don't get a lot of superheroes, man, and they fucked y'all over with that game on Xbox One. Oh, another game that could potentially be coming. New trademark for Control Resident, unearthed by the Game Awards. So we could be getting another Control. I know Control is a beloved game. With the announcement of the Game Award nominees, it's safe to say we've officially arrived in the season of news and rumors surrounding the event. That's actually the best part about the Game Awards. That's what I don't understand, why people get so mad about the Game Awards and what gets nominated for Game of the Year and what doesn't. I personally don't care what wins. I'll be there for the announcements. But anyways, we already seeing the effects behind the scenes from the recent rating for a PC port of Death Stranding 2 on the beach to Hasbro. Death Stranding 2 on the beach to Hasbro confirming that Exodus will be part of the Game Awards lineup. I'm excited about that. But this appears just to be the tip of the iceberg, as yet another recent move suggests that an announcement related to Control's franchise is imminent. Control Resident has been trademarked by Remedy. This speculation of ours is tied to a recent trademark discovery, as a product titled Control Resident has recently been registered in Europe. The product in question is classified under several tags, including video game services, miscellaneous products, and the production of an entertainment show or a film. So video games, toys, and then TVs and movies. Does this mean the game is going to be called Control Resident? No, but it's a possibility. This is in law. They're trademarking it because they want to hold the name, but also you guys got to take it with a grain of salt, because the way trademarks work is it could be a situation where they have like 5 names on a whiteboard and they haven't decided fully yet what they want it to be called. But instead of trying to leave it up to the name being available still for the public, they'll just go buy a bunch of domain names, buy a bunch of trademarks. So this doesn't guarantee it's what it's going to be called, but I will say don't be surprised when they announce it, it's called Control Resident. Are super chats off? No, I haven't gotten one. Unless I missed it, but I saw the last one. Yeah, I haven't gotten one. Oh, never mind, I did. Let me scroll up. Shout out to Baki the Beans with the $10 super chat. I don't know why it's not playing. Shout out to Shax with the $10 super chat. He said, damn, he could have at least got NFL Blitz and Jam too. Yeah, the good ones. He talking about the ball and gun gamer. I don't know why it's not going off. It went off earlier. This shit's been acting weird. And then shout out to Dion with the super chat. He said, how you feel about the Hitman games? I bought it on sale. Not a big Hitman fan. I get why people like it, but that's one of those games I would never call it ass. It's not for me. It's not for me. I don't like the pacing of the game, I guess. Jeff, I might have teased the next God of War. Word? Let me see. I'm not well, Jeff Keighley. He tweeted out this way. Regal inspiring thickness. Is that supposed to be? So why are we thinking this is God of War? The only thing I can think of is this supposed to be the alligator god in Egyptian? Because I remember they were hinting at Egyptian shit in God of War. The armor. Oh yeah, it kind of does look like it. Yeah, but I'm not versed enough in mythology to know what any of this is, other than that could potentially be an Egyptian god. Sobek, yeah, I think that's his name, Sobek. He was in Assassin's Creed. So yeah, people are thinking this is gonna be God of War. I'm gonna be honest, if they announce a new God of War, I'll be excited if it does take place in Egypt. But then I'm gonna dial back. Then I'm gonna dial back Judgment, just because I didn't enjoy Ragnarok near as much as I did 2018. 2018 was fucking great. I'd say that was a modern classic, matter of fact. But Ragnarok, I know some of y'all want to die on that hill. The beginning of Ragnarok, the first third of the game was fire. Especially when you fought Thor. That beginning fight, that was fire. The ending, the last third of the game, fucking gas. But the middle of God of War Ragnarok was straight. That shit was boring, bruh. It was a lot of fat in that game that was just unnecessary. So like I needed to be like 2018. The story, it felt rushed. It did. Like the story just didn't hit for me, man. I think I'm not gonna lie, when you say God of War Ragnarok, the first thing that I think of is it was after some boss fight in that snow area. I'm fighting for my fucking life. And then right after the boss fight, you walk out the door and there's a puzzle to get out the fucking area. That shit pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. That shit makes me mad. That was some of the worst pacing I've ever seen in a fucking game. If my brain is fried, yeah, the wolf boss. If my brain is fried after a boss fight, why the fuck would you put a puzzle there? You mean to tell me I gotta do a puzzle to walk out the? My brain is fried, bruh. That it wasn't fun. And I'm not like anti-puzzle. I just believe that you have to pace the puzzles in a correct way. I think the best game to do puzzles in modern gaming history in recent memory for me was what was it? Plague's Tale Requiem. I loved the puzzles in Plague's Tale Requiem. If you have not played this game, fucking great, man. This is a great fucking game. This would have been my game of the year if something else didn't come out. It was my second favorite game of the year in 2022. Super underrated. Yeah, and I think it's on Game Pass. The puzzles in this game are great because not only are they well paced, but they're contextual. Every puzzle in this game pertained to the story. It was Elden Ring. Yeah, if Elden Ring did not come out this year, this would have been my game of the year. That's how strong I felt about this game. It's one of those games where I was like, damn, why did you come out this year? I feel bad for you, bruh. But you wasn't. It's like when GTA 6 comes out next year, ain't nothing beating GTA 6, bruh. It just came out at the wrong time. But if this would have came out the same year as like Astrobot, I would have put this over Astrobot. Absolutely. You'd like Indiana Jones, but like this shit, man. Every puzzle in it was contextual to the story. It was just so well paced. Great game if you have not played it. Great fucking game. This is one of my favorite games of the last 10 years, I think. The puzzles and partially bothering me. I just wish they would have gave the player the option, but the puzzles in Ragnarok were basura. If they're gonna take a very puzzle heavy route with the next God of War, please make them fun, interesting, and dynamic. I think that's another reason the puzzles in Ragnarok got on my nerves. They were all the same. Within the first 2 hours, you saw every different type of puzzle type. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here with this shit, man. But like the puzzles in this game, no two puzzles was the same, and they went perfectly with the story and the environment. Like it was just something it felt like it was naturally a part of the game, not some forced bullshit. Yeah, it was filler. It felt like it was filler. So yeah, hopefully they improve on that pacing. But you know, the first third of Ragnarok was fire. The last third, it was just that middle section.